everyone, and welcome back to In the Greenhouse, the relaxing little behind-the-scenes series here with Seri, as we jump through our beautiful little plant nursery, raising special, unique little hybrids of plants and figuring out all sorts of rare species, while enjoying a little bit of time answering your questions and talking about the future of our series. And it's really fun to learn a lot more about what you guys are up to and what goes on in your personal lives too. So let's jump in. I've got something exciting to show you. Look at this! Look at it! It's a Venus fern and it is absolutely beautiful. Do you remember that interesting little ladybug? This little guy right here, this little ladybug seed we got? Well, it turned into a Venus fern and revealed a beautiful orchid type flower that we haven't had yet, so I'm very excited. We've been doing this for months now and we're still finding all sorts of amazing plants that we can add into our wonderful greenhouse, which still has way too full of a seed storage unit, so we should probably sort through some of these seeds pretty soon. It's just so hard when there's over 500 different types of seeds and we've only got like this much space for seeds and this much space for plants, but that's why we have to prioritize. And also I see some little flies, so let's go grab some of that. We need some of the insect zapper, some of the insect poison. I hope it's not too mean to the insects. I'm sorry, little guys, get out of here though. No, get off my plants. Stop it. There we go. But yeah, the greenhouse has been doing great and I am so happy because we have had so many fun, awesome new adventures in our series. You guys, oh, I love what I do. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it because it's creativity and storytelling at its maximum. All right, so we've already got all of the seeds. As you can see, all of these guys are depleted because I have already bred up all the plants that we're interested in and gotten ready to have a whole bunch of new plants. So all these guys, every single one, sell all, in fact. Yep, they're all ready to go. So we're gonna pop into the nursery right over here, settle in, watch as our little adventurous neighbors, their gardens must be looking fantastic after all the plants they've been buying from us, come and visit while we answer some of your questions. But before we get to the questions, I just want to say again, thank you so much to all of you who take the time to come in and just hang out. This is kind of our little hangout spot. I totally would hang out in a greenhouse in real life. If I lived any closer to that greenhouse that I showed you guys in my vlog, I would be so happy. I would be over there all the time. I do plan on heading over there. It's a short drive away, only about a 10-minute drive, and then like a little walk to get to that greenhouse. And it's open Monday through Friday during working hours for self-guided tours. So I'm going to go over there and try to self-guide my tour through the greenhouse, write down the names of some of the plants, look up information about it, show you guys more details. Their succulent collection is especially impressive, and that may be because I suck at actually growing succulents. I kill all of mine, and so I'm really nervous about the bromeliad I bought. It's a succulent type bromeliad, but it does like being kept moist, so it might survive my care. And she has like a whole bunch of little pups that will be ready for transplanting at some point, so I'm pretty excited. But yeah, I'm excited to go back to the greenhouse and show you guys what's there. It's just going to be so much fun. And we have so many fun things coming up. I am so excited that Kath managed to work so hard and get the dinosaur mod updated in our zoo crafting world. Mac tells me that it's going to be pretty soon before Ars Magica 2 finishes updating for 1.7, and then we're going to be moving the Pixelmon server to 1.7, so I'm pretty excited about that too. It should be really fun. So I'm looking forward to both those things quite a lot because it means so many new adventures. I really can't wait to get into the dinosaur stuff. I was putting it off in case we had to like get rid of everything. Wow, almost everything's sold already. I was putting it off in case we had to get rid of all of our dinosaur stuff in the zoo crafting server because we were using a ported version of 1.6.4 and not the official. But thankfully I think things will be okay and we should have wonderful dodos and all sorts of awesome dinos showing up soon. I know that Calf's really been hungering to get into the reptile side of things because that's kind of his passion. Kind of like Caffers loves the harvest craft and the planting and the cooking, and I'm obsessed with the plants, so we all complement each other very well that way. And speaking of plants, Gabriel asked, what is my favorite kind of venomous animal and plant? And that's kind of tricky. I really do like snakes. The only reason it's tricky is because I have to work really hard to remember what kind of venomous plants and animals are out there. I really do enjoy snakes. I'm not gonna say like such and such a snake is my favorite because it's venomous, because that seems a little weird, you know, because it's like, oh, it's super dangerous. How can it be your favorite when it's a venomous snake? But I love snakes, and I think just because snakes are venomous, they have, some snakes, mind you, are venomous and can kill you, which is kind of a big deal. Unfortunately, all snakes get a bad reputation, and people have a big phobia about them. So I really do like snakes, and I hope that more people can understand their charm and their unique importance to the ecosystem without, you know, having to be so afraid of them. My mother is terrified of snakes. We used to have a friend growing up who had a ball python, two ball pythons, and I loved going over to their house. It was my mom's friend, actually, so an adult woman, and then we would go over to her house, and while she and my mom talked and did their thing, scrapbooking and stuff like that, I would sit on the couch and hold that ball python for like 3 hours and just stare at it the whole time. They loved it because it was an easy way to entertain a kid. But it was really fun. I loved that ball python. So I really do enjoy snakes in general. Ooh, just one left. Will it go? Will it stay? We'll have to sit here and see. People are really thinking hard about it. My gosh. And as for a venomous plant, oh, there we go. Wow, look at that. We've got an entirely empty nursery. Time to put down some more dirt. As for a venomous plant, that's kind of tricky. Nightshade comes to mind for an interesting reason, actually, because it's related to tomatoes. Tomatoes are in the nightshade family, or nightshade, yeah, or in the tomato, one or the other. They're related, and actually I loved a book series called The Enchanted Forest growing up. I'm gonna get you, gotcha. It's a fantasy book series that really kind of reversed gender roles. There was a princess in this fantasy book series who no longer wanted to be a princess. She was fed up with this. She was done with it. So she went to the dragon lairs in the Dragonland and asked to be like their princess. When the dragons would kidnap princesses in this book, it was usually kind of just like a cultural thing, but they very rarely ever did something as crass as eat your princess. Your princess is much more useful to you as kind of a maid, if she's lucky enough to have, like if you're lucky enough that she has any practical skills. And you kind of keep her kind of like as an agreement for any parents that the princess might have. Let's get all of our ferns out now that we've got them, because it was common for the kings and queens to send their princess daughters out to the dragons because they wanted to see what kind of suitors would show up, what kind of great prince would show up to rescue their daughter and maybe be worthy of the crown. So it was kind of like a business deal they had going on. So this girl went and asked herself if she could be like work for the king of the dragon, or well, who was it? It was just one of the dragons that she liked. And I won't spoil the story, but she ends up meeting the king of the Enchanted Forest. It's complicated, it's amazing. I think the Enchanted Forest book series is great. And it's one of those books that takes your typical fantasy archetype and totally expands on it. So how does that relate to nightshades and venomous plants? That's how things work in my head, just in case you guys ever want to know. Everything's interconnected like a spider's web. You start at one point and it branches off and branches off, or I should say roots. It's kind of like roots. They just branch into all sorts of different places and you don't know what other plants they're going to intersect with, and then I have a new idea I have to share. So the way nightshade, the plant, and the venomous plant family, well, venomous is not a good word for nightshades actually, because they're poisonous. It's not like nightshade plants are actively trying to bite you and kill you. But anyway, there's a monster in the Enchanted book series that is known as the Nightshade, and it is kind of the essence of the nightshade flower, and I always thought that was really cool. It was a pretty hardcore monster that I really liked. And we're gonna catch that little butterfly. Gotcha! Nice. And then we're gonna fertilize bomb. Pew! Grow, everyone, grow, grow, grow. We're gonna have a fern sale. Ooh, I forgot about that beautiful red oak. We're gonna have an awesome fern sale going down at Seri's greenhouse soon. There, that should do it. That should make everybody happy. Whoops, butterfly, butterfly. Gotcha, gotcha. No, gotcha, gotcha. Ah, I still got it. That was a very slow green butterfly. All right, let's turn it back to fast. And yeah, so venomous plant though, there is actually a tree whose sap will burn your skin, can cause 3rd-degree burns. If you like inhale some of the air around this tree, it will cause blindness or permanent blindness, like temporary or permanent blindness. And its thorns will kill you. The fruit will kill you dead. I don't remember what this tree is called, but it is the most aggressive plant, in my opinion, in the world. I think some of it grows in Florida too. But I learned about that tree recently, and I should definitely do a zoo bite on it because it just sounds amazing. Well, frighteningly amazing. But I would consider a tree that if you just get near it and breathe the air around it, you can go blind, to be an aggressive attacker. So I would call that venomous, maybe. It's kind of a debatable term. But yeah, that's pretty fun. Let's see. Oh, and then Annie asked, what do you do with 10 pounds of peaches? And that's because last week I went out and bought 10 pounds of peaches. 10 entire pounds. All right, let's grow these guys up. Oh no, we've got some little dead fern thingies. Trim you here. Guys, this is a whole new flower. Not this one, not that thing. I'm so distracted. Hold still, little fern thing. Oh my gosh, I can't even get that. Look at this. Oh my gosh. That's a totally new type of plant. I am so excited. This is so cool. And we need more Venus ferns for sure. And we've got these guys. Come here, you. Hey, get off my plant. You. There, got it, finally. Jeez, that dead fern plant just didn't want to give it up. But yes, so what do I do with 10 pounds of peaches? I ate them just by themselves. I was eating 3 or 4 peaches a day. When you're vegan, you go through a lot of food, which really surprised me. Because I didn't expect that. When I was just vegetarian and eating cheese and things, I really was careful with my diet to make sure I didn't eat too much cheese, because man, I love cheese. And when you're vegan, I'm really hungry all the time, but not in a bad way. Just like I'm constantly never-endingly grazing on things. But when all you eat is like fruits and vegetables, and like that's it. You can eat a lot of food and keep the calories and all the other aspects of the food low while taking in lots of awesome minerals. So I actually eat like 3 or 4 peaches a day right now since I discovered that little fruit stand. And I've actually got another 10-pound bag that we just picked up this afternoon of peaches. So I have 10 more pounds of peaches to work my way through. I am pretty darn excited, actually. Because I just love them. I'll wash them off so all the sticky little hairs are gone. And then I will eat my 10 pounds of peaches. So I eat them. Like, I'm hungry, I go get a peach. And Richard, my darling, thinks that it's absolutely silly. He thinks that it's just a silly thing. Because he's like, how can you eat that many peaches? I can only eat a peach like every other day. And I just love peaches, and I think they're delicious and they're great for you. And you know, the peach van is only going, the peach truck, the truck with the peaches, will only be here for 3 more weeks. And I intend to get 10 pounds of peaches a week from that peach van, because that's just amazing. And they're pretty locally grown, so they're picked when they're ready, so they're not those hard, nasty, tart little things that you can get at the grocery store. They're nice and sweet and juicy, and they've been out in the sun with their yummy peach juices all ready to go. And it's kind of silly, but I always feel like a victor when I stare down at the peach pits. I'm like, I ate that whole peach and here's the remains. I guess it's how some people feel when they eat like chicken wings and they stare down at the bones and they're like, I ate that whole chicken. Well, I feel like that with peach pits. I can stare down at the peach pit and be like, I ate that. Your demise was my cause, Peach, and you were delicious. So that's how I feel. It's ridiculous, it's silly, but you know, it's fun. And oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, we're doing so good. You know, maybe we should push ourselves to see if we can get like $50,000 or something ridiculous in this little greenhouse. Let's see, what else should we grow? We should really spend some time sorting these seeds, like making sure all these ferns are lined up. We can get these fragrant grasses out, grow some fragrant grasses, sell some of these, sell some of these. We're not propagating a lot of these because we have multiples of them. I hope that was an unhealthy one. I always feel bad when I accidentally cut off healthy foliage. It's like, whoops. Oh, another green butterfly. It is green butterfly day. That is fantastic. But yes, so I eat 10 pounds of peaches and I feel like a conqueror when I finish my peaches. There you have it. But yeah, so thank you guys. Thank you so much. I always love spending some time with you here in the greenhouse. And we have amazing new flowers. I'm so excited. I still want to try to make the little flowers out of clay, like little clay containers with the flowers, because I love doing clay crafts too. That's one of my things I like to do. And I would love to send them out like giveaways. Hey, you guys want some flowers from Seri's greenhouse? For you guys who like watch the greenhouse episodes. But as usual, please leave any questions, comments, stories. What would you do with 10 pounds of peaches? Let me know. If you've read the Enchanted book series, let me know, because it is fantastic. If you haven't, then I highly recommend looking into it. I read it when I was 11, so it's actually more of like a young adult book series. Highly recommended. I need to buy some of the copies for my young cousin. She's almost old enough to start reading my favorite young adult fiction books. I'm so excited. I can open up a whole new world for her. Just wait till she can get to Harry Potter. Oh, she's almost old enough for Harry Potter. We're leaving the Junie B. Jones stage and entering the Harry Potter territory. It'll be fantastic. We can have movie marathons and everything. Whatever it takes to get her excited about reading and learning, I'm there for it. Alright, you guys, I'm also there for you for whatever it takes to get you excited for reading and learning. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!